Hello, beautiful galactic souls who have chosen to incarnate on Earth during this spectacular time of existence. So, I'm so grateful and honored and privileged to be here and have this technology and ability to share with you my divine process, my personal divine process. And as you can see here, I've brought some friends to join me for this broadcast today. And I'm here to represent the realm of the dragons. And I do consider myself a bit of a dragon. These dragons have been working with me and through me specifically for the last around 6 years, but very specifically this year. And, a little bit of background how I first stepped into this dragon remembrance and this dragon lineage was around 6 years ago in Sedona, Arizona, during a sound healing by someone named Three Trees, one of my favorite sound healers out there. If you ever get a chance to go to one of his sound healings, highly recommend. His particular sound healing put me in a past life regression. And earlier that day, before I had gone to the sound healing, I had held a velociraptor egg in my hands at one of the crystal shops in Sedona. And so then I went to the sound healing, and it immediately put me into this visual digression of me going back into the beginning of time. And at one point I had a vision of myself as a velociraptor and being a predator in the wild and hunting and having that sensation of being this strong, powerful force that was prowling right on the hunt. And from there I died. And from there I ascended into a dragon. And then I had this full remembrance as being a dragon and soaring in the skies. And, that was really cool to me at that time. I was like, wow, I was a dragon in my past life, because then I would go through other past life memories as being different types of animals and people with many lifetimes here on the planet and off the planet in other realms. Excuse my wild hair. So, this was really cool, but, I didn't really embrace this dragon aspect of myself until this year when, I started working with some different type of modalities and medicines that then provoked this dragon within me. And what the dragon has been teaching me is how to fully reclaim my power and to call back the powers that I have given away to the matrix, to old systems, old paradigms that were not truly serving me. For example, jobs that didn't allow me to express myself truly, and that were keeping me stuck in this money system, relationships that weren't actually in alignment, that weren't serving me, areas of my life that I was giving away my power. So the dragon first came to me to help me reclaim that power and call it back into my being. So dragons are guides when it comes to being in our power and empowering ourselves to take responsibility and accountability for our own lives, as well as for how our reality is showing up around us. So that is my first big lesson on working with dragons. If you want to call your power back or you're not feeling empowered, dragons can be wonderful guides to have around to be able to do that, to focus that energy and to reclaim your power fully. Okay. Another big key that the dragon has taught me is how to breathe fully. When I first invoked the dragon, and I consider myself a channel, as I believe we all truly are mediums, channels of energy. And the more we clear and detoxify our body and allow energy to move through us without judging it or turning it into something or being afraid of it, we allow these other energies to come through and move through to express. And we don't have to fear that. We can always have golden light shield protection to only work with certain energies that we're comfortable with. And then we'll grow to be able to expand and hold more in our bodies. So the dragon first channeled through me and taught me to breathe. And the message was just, I just want to breathe. And, thinking about it, like people were hunting dragons across time. Whether you believe in them as actual real creatures that lived in this realm or not, we cannot deny their existence on some level, even if it's just an energetic level, because they are in every single culture across the planet. It has some type of dragon archetype in their culture, in their background, in all areas on the planet. Especially obviously China and the imperial dynasty. There are reasons that these figures were so reverend in their traditions. Especially in China, you see the imperials had dragons everywhere, right? Because of this representation of this powerful energy. And now there's a little bit of confusion or uncertainty because of the fear of the reptilian and the draconian, kind of the fear of like that manipulation or that predator energy that just wants to hunt and take control. But there are so many other aspects of the dragon, and the dragons actually are bridges for worlds, and they're guardians of this realm and protectors of the planet, and they also help to balance the elements and the energies here on the earth. So we can work with them in a way that empowers us and brings healing to the planet. So if dragons are showing up for you, start to call on them, start to work with them, meditate with them, and ask them what they truly have to teach you. They're great teachers of breath, right? And, this goes back to Kundalini and the breath of fire, okay? That's something that I practice pretty often, and it's starting to make more sense now, why that's important, and how the, fire-breathing dragon, okay, breath of fire, it's all linked, right? So the more we learn to build that inner fire within our body, and we can reach these higher states of consciousness, we dissolve the physical realm and our attachment to it and become more of our expanded, full-on spiritual soul self. So the dragons are also sort of the king or queens of the animal and plant kingdom. They are the guardians, the overseers of all the plants and animal kingdoms, and they help to protect nature. So it's an important time for us to really call on these dragons to come and protect nature and protect the indigenous and protect the ways, the sacred traditions of honoring and reverencing the earth and the elements. They help to bring that balance within us. And again, this goes with the Tai Chi, Qigong, these movements that come from China that are often reverencing this dragon energy. Okay, there's a lot more to this picture than I even fully understand at this time. But I know that the messages that the dragon have been giving me are very important to allow them to surface and allow us to use our creative, childlike imaginations to work with these energies of the dragon. So let's see. So another thing about the dragon, right? The dragon had been suppressed, right? And bound into the caves. Like they're depicted so often in films and movies to be kept underground, right? Kept in these caves, and they're guarding this treasure. And, if anyone tries to come and take their treasure, they will destroy them or try to. And, then there's all these depictions of slaying the dragon because the dragon is guarding the treasure, and we must kill the dragon to get to the treasure. And this is so not the way this is the way we've been programmed and set up to think, but this is so not in alignment, because we have to reclaim our truth and accept some of the parts that we might have seen as darker in ourselves, like the reptilian mind, for one. And accept that these are parts of our nature. And accept that the treasure is not outside of us. The treasure is truly within us. No matter how hard we're seeking or we're trying to slay something in order to grasp something that we will never truly be able to hold, we must be willing to let it go, because the truth is it all already lies within us. And the true message I've been receiving is not to try and slay the dragon, but to befriend the dragon. Why not become friends with the most majestic, powerful force of creative energy that we can imagine, right? This being, this winged being that can travel through space and time and live hundreds and hundreds of years, that is ancient and wise and a keeper and a protector of true inner earth wisdom. And now it is time for that inner wisdom to come back to the surface. So I invite and I call the dragons to come back, to come up to the surface, to not be afraid. We will no longer try and slay them, to enslave them, or cast them away to guard our buried treasure, right? Because we are not in fear of anyone trying to take our treasure, because in truth, that cannot happen. As long as we are remaining connected to the divine source creator, which we always are, even if we think we are not, we always are. So this is my invitation to you, to tap in to this powerful source of energy that exists within you, that lies dormant within you, to awaken this powerful fire-breathing dragon, and there's so many different types of dragons. We have air dragons, water dragons, celestial dragons, earth dragons, and we have dragons that encompass all of the elements, the source dragons. Use your imagination. This is why we have imagination. This is why we're able to create figurines like this, because where do they come from? Streams of thought, downloads of information, so that an artist can be able to sketch or create something that looks as magnificent as this, because it is actually embedded in our consciousness and has been throughout all of time. To me, my dragon is one of my wisest and oldest ancestors, one of my original ancestors. The dragon, the reptiles, the dinosaurs. If we're all truly connected and one, then yeah, on some level, for some of us, I feel that some of us are from different star systems and have different origins, but many of us are connected to these dragon realms, to the dinosaurs. If you're like me, or when you're a kid, you're having dreams of dinosaurs all the time. Why? Because somehow they're connected to me. Somehow my consciousness evolved into this human form, because it wanted to experience life in a different way and expand itself more. But now, knowing that I have this fire-breathing, powerful being living within me, I can be more of who I truly am and expand in areas of my life that maybe I would have had fear before. The dragon can help us overcome our fear. Okay, and that applies to all areas of life. Fear of speaking out, fear of standing in your truth, fear of being vulnerable, the fear of being wrong, the fear of getting on stage and expressing your creative talents. We can call on the dragon to help us to overcome this fear and to protect us and guard us from anything that might want to spiritually or psychically attack us. When we have dragons at our side, we're good. We feel good. Okay, I always invoke 2 dragons at my side, sometimes above and below me, all around me. I've got my dragon pack. Okay, and in that visualization, in that reality that I'm choosing to experience, where I've got pet dragons, they're not my pets, actually, they're my homies. They're my guardians. And I'm walking with them in this world, and I have no fear. You know, I'm not living in that fear mindset of anxiety, nervousness, needing to have something, security blanket. Don't look at me, I'm vulnerable. No, I'm like, no, I am open. I am breathing fire. I am a dragon. And this really empowers me to move through life so much differently and gracefully. And you know, I'm really excited to be able to channel these beings more and express their teachings. And yeah, so I would love to know from you if you have any questions about dragons, how to work with them more, and how I can speak on them more so that you can invoke your own personal dragon. We each have our own personal dragon. Some of us have many personal dragons. Some of us just have one that we specifically work with, and for specific reasons. You know, we can have a dragon for just about anything. Maybe it's just like, you know, manifesting more abundance in your life. You can have a bit abundance dragon. And yes, these beings are similar to angels, if not the same, just a different representation. But they come with that fierceness and ferocity that allows us to focus, right? One of the things the dragon taught me was to focus, like, on the point. The dragon has many points, you know, pointy here, pointy tail, pointy scales, pointy pointy tongue, I don't know, all these different points. So the point, focusing on the point, and this ties in with acupuncture and the meridians in the body to open them so that we can receive and expand into more of who we are. We can spread our wings, but we first have to come in tune and balance with this way of thinking and feeling, right? Really feeling into the point, focusing on a point to allow it to expand and release. And all of this stuff is really, really magical when you start diving deeper into this understanding. Plus, it's fun. And that's one of the things that the dragons love, is to just have fun and to enjoy having fun and not making fun like a hard thing that you have to go out and get, but making everything in life just fun. And that helps us with our inner child and embracing that. So these are majestic, beautiful beings that I highly recommend working with. Imagine in your mind's eye what your dragon might look like, what its name is, and then start working with it. Get a physical representation of it around you to remind yourself that you're always protected and guided by a higher force, a higher power. The dragons are also helping us anchor in Christ consciousness into the world and believe in ourselves, believe in our power. So I'd love to know if you have more questions about the dragons or how I can help you continue further working with them. I can also offer private sessions to where I can channel and tune into your personal dragon, and I can bring forth its messages to you if you're having a harder time connecting. So feel free to reach out to me. I will leave my information below. And yeah, be sure to follow me on all the other platforms to continue learning about this. I will be discussing more about the dragons, as well as the Galactic Federation and some other downloads that I've been receiving, as it is time for us to rise into our power and stand in our truth and know that we have ancient guides and wisdom keepers all around us at all times, and we have absolutely nothing to fear. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more magical information with you. My name is lunastarshine, and I love you.